Wait.
Nope, too late. What was it?
Oh, did you start recording?
Yeah, I did. What's up?
Can we have a moment of everybody being excited because I'm getting a puppy on Wednesday?
What?
Hooray!
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, I got something for you. Ready?
Let's go.
Celebratory clap. Wow.
There we go. Aaron's probably like, the soundboards are so freaking loud. All right.
You turn them
No,
down.
we're supposed to be convincing him to join Monday Midgard, not chasing him away.
That's on you guys.
We're just showing him what's real.
That's on you guys. Okay. So you guys have successfully left Zobek, the Shadow Road version, and are heading. We ended the session where you guys were getting ready to camp right outside of what would be Margreve Forest. Now some of you have been to Margreve Forest in the regular realm many times during your downtime to establish relationships with the Griffin Tower and the merchants there, um, making purchases and things of that nature. Uh, and so you would be familiar with the roads, except for this version of the forest is a weird, twisted version of itself. Even from standing outside, you feel that even though you may not be able to see much into the forest proper, you always feel like there is something, the eyes are upon you. And Hosh has advised that at the very least, since you had traveled for a whole day, or at least what would be a whole day, that in the interest of trying to rest up after such a harrowing journey through the portal, a full night of rest is recommended.
So this would be the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I love that for us.
What are we at exhaustion levels, friends?
I think the only one that should still have exhaustion at this point is Tendi.
Yes, correct. I
No.
should be down to 1.
What, afterwards or?
Afterwards, I will be down
afterwards.
to 1.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably gonna have to do a watch before we sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to get whoever's most tired at the end of the watch. So I will volunteer for first watch.
Okay.
Say it'll take second.
I'll take third.
Tendi will
yes.
take last.
Poppy will go with Leofston.
Hosh will, of course, take partner up on all watches as he once
Oh,
again.
no.
Yeah.
Once again, you see him cast another ritual that allows him to not sleep or eat or drink. It is odd to see. You haven't really seen anybody just do that before.
Remind the people at home who don't understand how rituals work, the people who
All
don't
of us.
understand how rituals work, that when you cast it as a ritual, you are not using a spell slot, correct?
Correct.
Thanks.
You're very welcome.
It wasn't for me, it was for the people at home.
Yeah.
It's for my friend. You don't know him.
It's my friend who lives in Canada. You wouldn't know her. She goes to another school.
She doesn't even go here. Okay. Prudence.
Yes.
What do you do on your watch?
Avoid hash at all costs.
Easily said. Easily done.
I mean, that's it. She's just she doesn't really have anything to do. Just vigilant, make sure nobody leaves. Make sure everybody's resting.
Kind of looking at the scenery.
Mm-hmm.
It
Actually,
is.
Prudence will ask Kosh a question.
Hmm.
Let me swallow this food real quick. Say what you're gonna say first.
Oh no! Of course you do have to make sure that you. That wasn't in character. He doesn't sneeze.
Tight.
There's no allergies. There's no air quality difference in the Shadow Realm. You must make sure that you eat and drink. Although I have a spell to be able to keep myself at bay, I don't sure how much water you all had brought with you.
Oh no. That was out of character. I'm sure we'll be fine. We don't intend to stay on this road very long, but I do have a question about that. He points at his hands where he's doing his ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Does that have any sort of unintended side effects? Like, there's no way your body can subsist off of nothing.
You're a monk, correct?
Yes.
Has no one at your monastery ever done any sort of lengthy fast?
Well, yes, but this is, you can't, I mean, they still sleep. And they still drink water. You are doing neither.
It's the transmutation is a certain type of magic where whatever whatever's in my system can be transmuted to be able to become something that would sustain me and wouldn't need to require any sort of food, drink, or rest. Imagine when you get tired, your muscles are sore, yes?
Not so much anymore, but sure.
Of course. But imagine that you could simply take that soreness and change it via transmutation to something beneficial.
It just doesn't seem... You know, I'm no scientist, but nothing can be created nor destroyed from nothing.
I believe I heard one story that our dear Bard Tendi had told me about creating something for you out of nothing.
Well, I would assume that she's pulling from the particles in the air.
Or what if magic is simply pulling from the particles of nearby ley lines?
She sort of shrugs. I don't get any of this. It's much easier just to punch things.
I agree. The simpler thing to keep in mind is, and to consider greatly, is that a typical humanoid requires a gallon of water per day to drink, and a water skin only holds 1 gallon. So I have to ask, as a group, did you all bring a copious supply of filled water skins, or are we going to have to risk your exposure to the waters of the Shadow Realm in order to stay hydrated?
This certainly seems like something that you could have mentioned before we stepped on the Shadow Road.
It's, I mean, basic survival
You
instincts,
know
but
that we don't have anything
I
but
feel
water
like this was something that Jordan could have mentioned before we stepped onto the road. Like, he mentioned food.
I also felt like rations included water.
You know,
I thought it did too. I feel like we asked about that at some point.
Yeah,
We-
rations are like bread and water.
I have a question. Between the 3 jugs of alcohol that Sin and Prudence brought, how far will that get us?
that'll get 3 people 1 day. Or 1 person 3
Can
days.
Tendi make water out of nothing?
That is a good question. So
I'm looking it up actually. Hang on.
Let me look at my spells too.
So I'm
Take as long as you need. Sin needs to hide all of his alcohol.
I can do it. I have a create and destroy water spell.
Yeah, I don't have
Whoa!
anything, I'm afraid.
assuming that does not include our rations. Rations do not include water.
correct.
Apparently not.
Let's assume rations are like jerky, except you eat the jerky and it fills you up for the day.
I thought it was mentioned that it was like a jerky, it was bread and water.
Mm-mm.
We'll have to look it up.
Nope.
Prudence laughs haughtily in Tasha's face. Of course we brought water.
We brought Poppy, didn't we?
You brought Poppy, she can make water. What do you think we are, some sort of idiots who don't plow things time.
I wasn't making any assumptions. I'm just wanting to make sure that in the end, when someone inevitably gets shadow touched, they don't look at me, causing me to be the one to blame. Seems rather easy for some.
Don't you remember? This is just hazing, Hodge.
Yes.
No hard feelings. Then she slaps him really hard on the shoulder. Just like, bah! And goes to end her shift.
Mm. Alright. Who's next?
I think
Sin is second watch.
Okay. Sin, is there anything in particular that you do on your watch?
Yes. He is going to take out his new carving knife that he got from Mr. Aldwolf, and he's going to oil it up.
Very nice. You get to witness something. You notice that at some point in time during your watch, maybe one point in time, you look at Hosh and you see him in that sort of cloth-like, collared jacket, as illustrated. And it looks like he's wearing fine clothes, traveling clothes, but still fine nonetheless. But for a small bit of time, he ends up taking out a needle and thread, and you look at him, he's wearing normal clothes. You may look back, and the next time you see him, he's wearing studded leather. He didn't get up and change. He didn't really move very much, but he is wearing studded leather armor.
Sin will give him a curious look, but not mention it. He just assumes that it's just shadow face shit.
Yep. Moments later, it is back to his regular clothes, once again not moving, not taking off or putting on any armor.
All right, this time he will look over. Your clothes, the changing.
It's no, it's no matter. They're glamoured studded leather. It is protective like studded leather, and he kind of pats it, and you hear like you would expect cloth, but you actually do hear like some leather, the sounds of leather, and he goes, it just is made to look like normal set of clothing. It throws many that oppose me off, thinking that I will be easier to hit.
I see. It's unusual,
Oh,
but seems like a good idea.
oh, one thing, if you get tossed into a jail, they're less likely to make you go in there naked. So it's at least a start. That's a nice dagger you have there.
Thank you. It's an old wolf blade. It's had it special made. So Sin will hand it over so we can take a better look at it.
You notice that when you hand it over, he says thank you to let you kind of know that he's got a hold of the blade before you let go, and he takes it, and he kind of examines it and goes, is for skinning or
It's from a trade. For the tennis guild.
oh
And also for all of us, thank you. If we come across something that we need to butcher, or maybe there's some fine pots that might fetch some coin, then
is that what you do for the guild that you're a part of?
yes, it's pretty much an apprentice, but I am at the point where I can make a small amount of money.
Oh, very good. I don't know if, well, it's hard to tell how long something will last. And normally, when you skin a beast, they're uh, either you'll have to make sure you at least tan it. Do you have the ability to, while we're camping, tan a hide?
I've seen it done. I'm to the point now where it's it's not as much of a waste, I guess. I'm not able to make really fine tanning product. It still have some. I'm still not as good,
Hmm.
I guess. But I'm still learning.
Interesting. What about when if you're trying to collect body parts, what do you do when they expire? Inevitably, one bad thing about a corpse is that it eventually starts to smell.
Well, we do have a special chest that we keep with us. Keeps things preserved.
Oh,
I've been in charge of it, so I typically bring that with us.
that's a rather smart investment.
It was sort of nice, and things work a lot easier than before. What about you? You have something that you kind of hobby or some kind of interest that takes up your time, but besides blade singing.
I like to write.
Oh, what do you write?
Fan fiction about punching tieflings.
Sven smiles.
I'm kidding. It's more the interacting of just magic in general. The origins of it and how it has been able to shape um, history.
They what do you know about uh Sven looks like he's struggling to think. Then his swarm comes out, and Sin knows that they're not necessarily um, like he knows that they're like face spirits. What do you know about something like this?
You said face spirits.
Yes.
Uh, I mean, most exhibit the similar traits of spirits that essentially persist until they have reached their um, goal, if you can call it that. They are more fickle and what would call it? Annoying isn't a great term, but uh, they are more spiteful than usual spirits, just because of our nature.
I can. It's like we have, I guess, a hive mind. They do whatever I need them to.
And they are spirits themselves.
And I mean that's the idea that I get, I guess. Um, when I speak with them,
Well, then I
of course they don't say much, but I guess it's more of a feeling.
I suppose it's fortunate that they are or that you are in their favor then.
I consider them my children. It's, they, they, they came from me.
Interesting. Was that because of your part of the experiments, or
I would assume so. I don't know what I don't know much about before, so, but I would assume that considering everything else, that was just part of what they done to me.
it seems like they'll have a lot to answer for once you find out who did it.
Great.
Well, I'm going to not lie. We were going to need to be on our best eyes and ears when we enter into the forest.
What are you expecting?
It would be wiser to not expect anything. Well, to expect everything, I suppose. Anything that looks innocent and harmless could, in fact, be. Um, there's a particular fish that I'm rather fond of in your worlds. It sits near the bottomest part, the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean. And you're familiar with bioluminescence, right?
Yes, I think so. I run into some creatures that glow when I'm in the forest doing my hunts.
This particular fish has a bioluminescent light that sort of hangs from an antenna in front of it and uses it to attract smaller, curious food. And
Very,
while it looks innocent at first, it is quite deadly.
very unusual. I mean, I guess look who's talking, but it's different.
If anything, if something looks dangerous, at least we can be grateful that it isn't trying to deceive us as well as kill us. It's just going to do, well, the second thing.
So we all need to be on guard tomorrow, for sure.
I don't know how you all manage to, how you work as a group, so I'm going to have to follow all of your leads. If there's some place that you would prefer for me to be, uh, considering that I can be both in and out of combat just as easily, then if someone directs, then I shall. I find that it is often best to acquiesce. If if nobody says anything in combat, nobody actually uh, cooperates. It's not like most of the creatures out here speak common. They may know Elvish, but common at least we will be able to have an advantage, and we can. What will sound normal to us will be just confusing to them when we tell each other where we should be able to stand.
It sounds to me like we have a pretty bad situation because Leofst and Prudence, they're front line, and you and I, we can weave in and out, I guess, and there's Tendy and Poppy that they typically stay out of harm's way as much as they can because they deal with magic, long ranged attacks.
Understood. Very well. I think I will, if you don't mind, I'm going to go just a little out of sight of the campfire. I'm going to look and see if I can hear anything in particular uh, as far as animal migrating patterns of the base of the forest. Unless you want to join me.
Actually, that sounds like good opportunity. Maybe we both have something might be valuable to the other.
Very good. Well, definitely spend the rest of your watch kind of with Hosh, going over the various noises that you hear in the forest, or at least in the forest ahead. Many of the creatures that may be named off just simply quickly by name is too much to keep up on. Nothing really sticks out in particular, although there's a delightful story about burrowlings, which are, you know, essentially prairie dogs, sentient prairie dogs.
All right. Not like moles.
Definitely not like moles, and I probably wouldn't even eat burrowlings either. But um, one of the things, if
I was hungry.
one of the things you get to know, if a burrowling is separated from its coterie, it, a burrowling, it becomes despondent and it cries for others of its kind. It usually dies of loneliness within a week, unless it can find its way back to its town, or if it discovers another burrowling town.
That's terrible. Are they tasty?
I don't know if I
They're tastier when they're covered in their own tears.
don't believe. If I've had one, I wouldn't have been told. Because again, I don't eat meat, so I couldn't tell you.
Fair enough, I guess.
All right, you guys finish your watch, and then it is Leofston and Poppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you guys doing for your watch?
Poppy, she grabs out her like red leather binded book, and her ink and quill, and she casts light on the end of her quill, and she begins writing and drawing.
Austin is going to eat a pretty big dinner to get rid of that last exhaustion point out after sleeping, and then he's going to be working on sharpening his sword.
Leofston, stay still, like that, right there. That I gotta sketch it. Don't move. You're
I-
moving. Stop it.
I'm trying to. He starts to argue, and then his shoulders just slump, and he just stands with his arm up, with his whetstone on. Is just
Yes, that's perfect. Okay. Oh, I got the angle a little wrong, but I think that's fine. She quickly sketches him out. Okay, you can move now. I got the base of it.
what are you doing?
I'm drawing you
Why?
because I draw everybody.
Draw everybody?
I've drawn everybody. I drew Hatch the other day too.
What?
I drew you yeah, you were busy, and I wanted to talk to you, but you were busy, so I was drawing you instead.
He he then gets lost in thought of when he was busy.
Austin gets up and goes around the fire and looks over Poppy's shoulder.
It's a drawing of Leofston. It's definitely not like perfect, but it's probably all right.
My mustaches are longer than that.
Oh, you're right.
Thank you. I worked very
I-
hard drawing them.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, was either one of us? Was he?
I do, yes.
She flips a few pages, and you can see not only does she draw, but there are like she's making a story along with the drawings. It's like a full. She's writing a book. And she flips a few pages back, and you see like kind of like a portrait ish of Hosh. It's like a side profile. She was obviously staying a little bit back so that he didn't like see her and stop her from drawing. And it's all right. Again, she's not like the best artist in the world, but you can understand that it's Hosh.
Leosin kind of hums and nods his head. You're doing a very good job.
Thank you.
Well, he's not busy. Do you remember what you wanted to ask him?
Nope.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Kind of just like pats Poppy on the head and goes back to his sword and going back to sharpening it.
Prudence
Hey.
will pay all the gold for that portrait of Leoston.
Hey, Leofston.
Hmm.
She closes the book and puts it down. How do you fight with a sword? Or in general, how do you fight with not magic?
He kind of like eyes Poppy, trying to see if there's like a trick question in it.
You can insight her, but it's Poppy.
Like insight check, Poppy. Nah, he kind of like picks his sword up, but like flourishes it, so he like rolls his wrist and it like catches firelight, and like he lands it in his other hand and like holds it out to show her. This is supposed to be an extension of yourself. You are both your sword. You are not your sword. It is both a blessing. It is both a curse, and it is the one thing I know how to do. Well, he stopped for a second. I know a few other things, but this is the one valuable skill I have learned. It is how to kill with this. You fight by. He kind of like he thinks for a second. It's hard for me to explain because this has been. To me, this is like breathing. I'm unsure how to. And could you perhaps ask it another way?
You want me to ask my question in a different way?
Yes.
Mm,
Do you
well,
want to learn?
I don't know, because before I had this magic, I was kind of, I don't want to say useless, but I had no magic a while back before I met you, and I'm not strong, so I could never wield a sword or do anything. I would not have survived the monster guild
Mm-hmm.
at all. I wouldn't have made it in. And oh no, I have some weapons on me, but I'm not good at using them, so I don't. And if my magic fails, or if I run out of spells or something, then I'm kind of screwed. So, I don't know. I mean, I have this dagger, but I'm bad at using it. And I have this scythe that I've been carrying around this whole time, and I'm even worse at using it. So, they just go unused.
He kind of like looks between. It looks at the side in particular, if it's like either on her back or wherever it is. Um, he kind of pauses for a second, and thinks. There is. I find it very rare to consider somebody useless. There are useless people in the world. I will grant you that. He pauses for a second, thinking about his son Folke.
Wow, okay.
Fucking
Call-
rude, Leox.
Somewhere Folke shudders like Ugh, Dad's talking bad about me again.
But I would not consider you a useless person. You've done a very many amount of things. And I'm sure you've done a very amount of things even before you learned these powers. As new as they may be or as old as they could be. You don't kind of think for a second. There are plenty of us here that once you have done your duty in combat, you've done your duty in combat, you have held a weight, you have pulled a weight. And there's no shame in finding a limit. Limits are good. Limits can be scary, but limits are good. They teach you where you are stand, whether it is to keep yourself safe or it's to keep yourself or a chance to learn more. So I wouldn't there is no shame you should find in doing your part and letting us do the rest.
You're right.
I know. Kind of chuckles. I didn't get this old by being wrong.
But you haven't always been right, right?
He thinks about folk, eh?
I can tell you keep thinking about your son and you're disappointed.
I
Is your sword heavy, by the way? Can I hold it?
yes, hold the handle, not the tip. So he kind
Well,
of like does another cool
yeah.
flourish and offers the handle out to her.
Poppy grabs it. First of all, is it heavy? Because
Yes.
if it is,
Very heavy.
Poppy can't hold it. Poppy has a -1 strength.
Use your neck, use your shoulders. Like he's trying to instruct her how to pick it up, but
The sword is as big as me.
it's taller than you, yes. It's a long
It's too
sword.
big. How do you hold this?
He offers to take it back from her.
Poppy moves it over to his hand. It's barely left his hand, honestly. Oh, to begin with, but
He lifts it up and like with as easily with his wrist, he's able to hold it out straight, and it holds pretty steady. It's not perfect, but it holds as steady as he can probably hold it. I have spent 50 years of my life training how to use this, and then proceeding to use it. That is how I'm able to hold it. This one is new. This one is the sword that I received from the altar, so I'm still getting used to it. But it's actually lighter and a little stronger than Landbreaker. Don't tell Landbreaker I said that.
okay, my lips are sealed.
Thank you.
I
Meanwhile,
can tell him, because I have I have speak with objects, so I could tell.
No, don't tell my sword!
I love that spell so much.
when you hold me like this, when you touch me like that.
It's my favorite Meatloaf song.
It's a good one.
So you said to me before that you've been fighting basically your whole life.
Mhm.
Were you bad when you started, or were you just really cool always?
Well, no. I was very bad in the beginning. In fact, I've already told Tandy the story, but I'll tell you the story as well. My first battle was when I was 8. I had
Whoa.
seen at least 8 summers at that point, and I had received my first suit of armor. And as a child of a Yarrow, especially, it was my duty to follow the crews into battle, into a raid, and watch them. And it was a practice of both them protecting me and me learning from watching them protect me. And then my mother had the idea that at the end she would find me some scrawny farmer, some horse breeder to just figure out how to kill. give me a sword and give me a space and let me figure it out. Unfortunately, that day did not occur in that way. I kind of starts chuckling. I didn't realize how heavy chainmail is. In an attempt to try to impress my mother and her crew, I jumped off the boat before we reached the shallows
Oh no.
and broke the and broke the element of surprise. We were coming in through a mist in the morning, and broke the element of surprise by my mother screaming in fury and coming in after me. They still managed to finish the raid, but it was a little messier than I expected, and I uh, gained the fever from the cold water. So that is the story of my first battle. So you tell me how long have how well have I been doing so far?
Well, I mean, you learned from your mistakes, and that's good.
Okay.
I will say 8 seems very, very young to be fighting. I mean, I didn't fight until, I mean, you were there for my first fight, so, like, I can't imagine being 8 and fighting.
Well, I didn't actually carry a sword into battle for another 2-3 years, and did not kill my first man until another 2 or 3 after. It's my mother was preparing me for a life of that, and from that point on, that's what I did. I fought, I campaigned, I raided. The North is a lot different than Zobak. You are expected to take what you need, take what you want, and keep it. And when you die, you are supposed to have your children then keep what you had and grow it, which is what my mother did, which is what I did, and which is what I hope my son is doing now. Not Foka, the other one.
Do you not like your son? I'm getting mixed signals.
uh, he is not what I expected of him.
Well, that's okay, right? Because you still love him? Your children can't always be what you expect them to be. They're different people. They're their own people.
Mm. I suppose there's love still, but I am not what he expected, and I am not what he expected, and he is not what I expected. We've come to the agreement that we don't have an agreement. Though I suppose he now thinks I'm dead.
Does he, though?
Hmm?
Does he, though? I feel like if my dad were presumed dead and I didn't see it for myself, then I'd probably keep on believing that he was out there.
I suppose in a sense. Perhaps my family thinks that I might be alive somewhere. They probably will know soon that I'm alive somewhere, thanks to. He kind of starts getting like excited and gets angry, and they kind of just.
I feel like your family might think that you were too stubborn to die. And you'll show up at any time.
I would believe they would have thought that maybe at 5 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. But I had been gone for 10 years, so I'm not sure what they think now.
Do you want to find out?
I suppose I will at some point. I will be going north and I will be facing the king, but I might go check my family before I do.
If you need help getting to them, we'll help you.
It is not your duty, but I would.
I never said it was.
And I didn't say I was rejecting you. It would be an honor to travel with you to the north.
Yeah. We also have to go see an ocean because that's on my bucket list.
We will have to cross the ocean to get there.
Yes. 2 birds with 1 stone.
It makes him chuckle.
Now, Jordan, what are you rolling?
It's rolling to see if Posh has daddy issues.
2 birds, 1 Leof stone.
1 stone rune.
Yeah, that's the great part about Dungeons and Dragons as a DM. I get to roll things. You don't have to know what they are.
I am a DM. I'm well aware, but that doesn't make me any less curious, any less likely to ask.
We want answers.
I applaud all of your curiosity.
I want to be surprised.
I'm nervous and would like to be surprised.
Uh, anything else you guys attempt to accomplish during your couple hours of watch?
I'm just keeping an eye out and stuff. Only chat.
It's very the scenery is blech, gloomy. Nothing. You may see some like what you think are birds. None of them seem to stick around long enough or come close to the campfire. You don't even see large things moving over the rolling hills of what you might even be able to see in this dim light and darkness.
Poppy just goes back to drawing. That's really it.
And Leofson goes back to sharpening his sword.
Your sword disappears.
Oh no!
I'm kidding.
I will draw you a new one.
Landbreaker peeks out from behind the tent.
I heard you talking.
Finally.
I had.
It's called revenge.
I don't know if you guys seen Love and Thunder or Thor: Love and Thunder yet, but there's a whole thing about like his new axe and Mjolnir, and that's what I've been imagining is like Landbreaker floating around like passive aggressively while he's like, "Listen, it's not. I would love to use you, but like my dad gave me this new sword. It's magic.
100%.
You understand? It's
Good job. Nice crit. Nice crit.
Landbreaker's actually probably hanging above his bed at the.
Oh, you didn't even bring him? Wow. I'm
Why would-
telling when we get back.
Like he doesn't carry 2 swords.
Poppy's like, what did the Austin tell you? That he was going to get milk and
He's gonna get cigarettes.
and a cigar.
Landbreaker and Prudence's old staff can go to fucking X's Anonymous.
Well, Teddy stole Prudence's last staff.
Tendy did not steal.
Mm-hmm.
Tendy
Did we take
Ten-
with permission?
Tendy was given Stick because Stick was left alone. Tendy adopted.
Did Teddy get permission to take and adopt the stick?
Tendy adopted.
Has anybody seen my staff?
Tendy, run!
All right.
Choose it.
Choose it. It's the prudence.
Pack snacks and make tracks. Let's get out of here. Let's blow this banana stand. All right.
We'll be making a water landing, but that's okay because this is a seaplane.
This is a seaplane.
Sea bass.
More like C+, am I right?
All right. All right. So, whose last watch again? It was
Tandy.
Tendy.
Candy.
Tendy. All right. So Tendy, you feel when you wake up, you feel a lot better. You don't feel 100%, but you do feel significantly better.
Love that for me.
What do you focus on anything during your 2 hours while the rest of the group rests?
I think Tendy's gonna attune to their cool new loot.
You definitely do that. That, if I'm not mistaken, is already in your inventory.
It is.
And have you filled in the bubble for it to be attuned? You did.
Yes.
Perfect.
I can't get a little bubble to show up to attune to my helmet of comprehending languages, but that's okay.
Do we actually have to tell you that we've attuned to it?
The Helm of Comprehending Languages does not require attunement.
Oh, dope. Okay, cool.
I'm talking about my moment blade. I can find it.
Well, so a great thing about Fantasy Grounds is if you put a magic item in and it does require attunement, then there is the little radio button that is between. It's the only radio button on the line in the inventory, so you would need to click on it to say that you are attuned to it.
Do I have to tell you I'm attuning to it, or since he's had it for so long, he's attuned to it by now?
I'm just doing it for flavor. You do not have to.
Yeah, all you have
I
to do
know.
is, you just have to spend an hour kind of learning it, and so you have attuned to it. So if you don't check that radio box, then Landbreaker is going to be the big bad evil guy of the campaign.
No.
I'm kidding.
Landbreaker comes out. She's a big titty fucking goth GF.
Amazing.
He takes
Amazing. We love
form.
her.
But anyways, all right.
Jordan's like, anyway, game's canceled.
Yep. I'll
He's
be
making internal notes.
I'll be in my bunk. It's like watching heavy metal for the first time as a kid. So you guys all, you are not assaulted on your watches. Whether that's because there was no danger, or there is, so far there's been no danger in this forest, or in this like weird shadow realm, or maybe it's your power of friendship, or maybe Hosh is just that good. Many people have many
Yeah, I
different
think it's
opinions.
the former, definitely.
Yeah. But you all are up, and Hosh is preparing to go into the woods. It is very much recommended, and I should ask this now. Poppy,
Yeah.
are you going, assuming that you knew and you had create water prepared, let's say this whole time, are you going to use a spell slot every day for create water?
I don't have to use it every day because if I'm guessing that Hosh has his own water. If he brought it up.
Hosh doesn't need.
He's really thirsty.
Okay.
He wants
Okay,
water.
so then 5 of us need water then, and I can using create water. I can create 10 gallons, which we only use 1 a day, so that's good for 2 days. So I don't need to do it every day. I need to do it every other day, but
There you go.
not every day.
Very well. Well, then, do you use it? Is this today the second day?
Today is the second day. Let me.
Because you guys immediately slept that night after going through the gate, and then you traveled a whole day to get to here, and then you've now camped. So this is the second full, like, that would be full day.
So then I'll need to do it tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just remember that you all
I do
have.
wanna pick my spells though.
Yep. For those who are casters.
Should we all take a second to take one food off?
Mm-hmm.
I've done mine.
Thank you for reminding me.
I have as well.
Down to 19.
26.
Holy heck.
Now I just can't wait for someone to burgle you in your sleep and take all your food and
No.
watch you starve from the trees.
It's fine because we'll starve together.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Yeah.
We're all in this together. Tummy grumbles. All right. Do you all head into the forest? Or do you say, F this, let's go home?
Well,
Hmm.
before
Forest.
we do,
Well, if we said F this, let's go home, what would happen to your campaign?
It's our campaign, comrade.
were we
Yeah,
going with
we're going to the
the
forest.
were we going with the idea of tying Tendy to Leofston?
I'm being tied?
It was something we discussed last session. Poppy
Yeah.
Yeah,
vehemently
Poppy was
disagreed.
very against it.
Putting leashes on Poppy and Tendy.
Tandy does not want to be. No.
But we got you this cute collar to go with it.
No.
Oh, I was thinking more of the monkey backpacks.
I don't know if you've never. I'm
Is
not
this
gonna
an
say that. Never
in-character?
mind.
Real talk,
No.
is this an in-character
No,
discussion?
it's not.
No.
Because if it is, it wouldn't go well for Prudence.
Oh
It
my.
absolutely is not. She respects Tendy.
She would get hissed at so fucking quick. I would
Not
absolutely
again,
use
not
a
again.
cantrip on her.
Not again.
Leofston would feel better if there was some sort of security. It doesn't have to be like, it could just be like a little waist belt. Or at least if anything, have them be close to one of the sturdier members. Or maybe even like right on Leofston's back if they want to.
Prudence sidles up. Would it make you feel better if I was also tied to the Austin?
I wouldn't oppose it.
What are we
Oh,
talking?
can't do that.
What are we
I'm sorry, you're talking
about?
to. I'm sorry, you're talking to Teddy.
You're
You're talking to Teddy.
You're holding Tendy, so I mean you're there.
I think we should move on from this.
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
sorry, is there something
As
with
someone who, as someone who has went back and watched things recently, Poppy has said that multiple times in several different sessions.
Look at
Let
the time. It's
Prudence
time
and
to move
Leofston
on.
flirt?
Yeah, let's move on from that. Yeah, that's
Okay, so the answer is no, you do not wish to be tied. So that
Correct.
scary things can drag you into the forest. Okay.
they'll have to try hard.
You are like what, 80 pounds soaking wet?
My guy, I have magic.
To make you heavier?
First of all, it's 53 pounds. Let's get our shit together.
Also, you're not even taking into account the amount of stuff I'm carrying.
It's very
So
true.
much.
It was
That-
55 pounds with the stuff you're carrying.
I am carrying 111 pounds.
I'm carrying
So
173. So
164.
Tendy's so strong?
Tendy is so strong.
173, and Poppy is 30 pounds. So
Holy
whatever that
shit.
math is.
Poppy's or
A
Tendy's
errant
getting,
breeze could blow you away.
Tendy is getting dangerously close to a minimum encumbrance.
Yep, it's true.
Let Leofston Dad hold things for you, Jesus.
Actually, I don't need
Actually,
the
no.
mandolin.
You're just gonna throw it into the forest.
Just leaves it behind. Someone
I
else
feel
will
like-
pick it up. You know they will. Tendy did.
I feel like I would have left it at home.
Fair.
Mm,
Take that off.
Alright, the littles do not wish to be tied. I guess we're just gonna go in with no plan.
Well, Hosh will speak up as kind of as the people are packing up their stuff and putting things back in their packs, and he goes, "Now if the pathways themselves are free reign to be able to wander about, the questionable bit is how far into the actual woods outside of the paths are considered part of the Shadow Road before you are considered to be stepping off of the road. Just as a fair warning."
Jordan, can you word that for me in a different way? I didn't understand what
Yeah.
you meant.
Yeah, so you drive on a road, right?
Right.
And on both sides of the road there are trees.
Mhm.
Correct.
Right up on the curb, right? If the road is the Shadow Road for sure, but the trees are so thick that you don't know how far into those trees is still the Shadow Road,
Mhm.
don't go into the trees. Try to stick only to the paths because the road itself is fine. And if you like go, I'm gonna go take a leak, and you walk in, and next thing you know, you are just gone because you are
And that's
lost.
why we brought Gatorade bottles.
So you're saying that if we run out of water, we shouldn't go for like water sources. Like we shouldn't go chasing waterfalls. We should just stick to
The
the
rivers.
Fey roads that we're used to.
The good
Like
thing is
crazy.
we will not run out of water because Poppy's here.
If any of you, I'm warning you right now, Prudence
Mhm.
is taking up the rear. If any of you so much as look like you're gonna step off the Shadow Road, she will be going after you.
Fair, understandable.
For the
You will be
record.
getting a
Good.
smack on the
It's a
butt.
good thing that I'm so good at deception that it'll be hard to tell if I
You
look
can't
like it.
deceive me. If you're walking off the road, I can see it with my eyes.
Who said I'm walking?
Oh shit,
Oh
she floating
shit.
side. She T-posing.
Oh shit, she
Well, I
T-posing
was gonna
straight up
say
in the
that
air. She
Poppy
can
can
fly.
fly,
She on
but
the X Games mode. Okay. Well, you all head inwards to in the forest,
Mhm.
Yes.
and they were never heard from again.
Is it
Good
a very
riddance.
dark forest?
It's a what?
Is it a very dark forest?
It is very dark.
I want to hang on. I'm trying to find where. Every time we get in this game, I can never tell which tab has my spells on it. Okay.
I cast light.
Yeah, I want to.
Oh, hold on. The last time that happened, we all rolled because Hosh got upset. And then Leofson was like, don't make me bright like darkness. Everybody was like,
I
don't
do
do the
have full.
thing.
I do have
Poppy
full.
cast light.
Okay.
Poppy is the only one here without dark vision. She can do what she wants.
That's true. Let the girl have her eyeballs.
I'll let you live your life, excuse me.
So what do you cast your light on?
I cast it on my scythe.
God, that's so fucking cool.
So light is 20 feet, right?
I think so. Let me check. It is
80
20 feet by 20 feet.
80 times sensitive message. Please check your DMs real quick.
Oh, checking.
It's 20-foot radius and then dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Right. But I mean everything here is dim light, so it doesn't you find that in the shadow road you do get the brightness of 20 feet surrounding the scythe. And
Okay,
how
but
there
then
normally would be dim light, it just looks like everything else outside of that 20 feet.
I know it's there, and that's all that matters.
Yes. Yes. For a reminder, anything in dim light, if you do not have dark vision, is with a disadvantage on perception checks as well as ranged attacks. Not that that would matter.
Yeah. I don't know why you're bringing it up.
I don't know why either, to be honest. So, as you all are traveling, you find that this pathway very similar to when you were going to um, the Griffin Tower. In fact, you're pretty sure that after a while you probably passed where it would have been. But there was no fork that went off towards the Griffin Tower, at least from what you can recall. And it winds. At most of the area is the clearing between the trees at its best is on the ground about 25 feet wide. The canopy treetops just barely touch each other, which allows some of the cloudy, roiling clouds and light beyond them dimly illuminate this area. But in the forest, you hear what sounds like falling trees, howls, growls, bowls.
What it does sound like? Can you
Mhm.
just give me a little sample?
Vowels like farts?
No,
No, at least it's not completely silent. I feel like I would have been more uneasy if that were the case.
right. Um, birds cawing, children laughing, uh, eyes seemingly watching, and when you look, they're not eyes, just tricks of the light. As we continue, Leofston, you are behind Hosh at the present moment, directly behind him.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Confident enough in Hosh to get us to where we need to go.
Very good. Tendi, you are directly behind Leofston,
Mhm.
how are you feeling?
I have to trust Leofston. I'm kind of looking around. I'm doing big perception consistently because I can't see in front of me because Leofston is there. So I have to just trust him, follow him, and look around, make sure everything else is cool.
Hold on to that.
Okay.
You're in trouble.
Sin, you are to the left side of Tendi.
Correct.
How do you feel?
Given what all happened recently with Sin and his previous RP with Prudence, all of this creepy laughing and odd things that are going on in the woods is making him a bit uneasy.
Understood. Poppy,
Yeah,
you
me.
you are to the right of Tendi.
Oh, I am.
How are you feeling?
Mm, so with the light, she's feeling better, but Poppy's a scaredy cat, and she's always been, and that's not exactly something she's gotten over. So I feel like she's not doing great, but she's definitely pretending like she's fine.
Okay. I wonder if I can drag.
You
Drag what?
into the trees.
Hold on.
Nah, man, I'm not going in the trees. If they grab me, I'll just say no.
Consent is important.
Yeah,
Consent is very important.
if God sends me to hell, I'll just simply not go.
Correct.
What's
Because
he
what is
gonna
he going to
do?
do?
Send me to hell? I'm already not going.
How did nobody ever think of this?
If the US government calls you and says, "Why didn't you pay your taxes?" You say, "'Cause I didn't want to." Later, dog, you're not my dad.
I was gonna say you're not my dad.
That is my favorite Mabim Bam thing of all time.
Say that and my mattress smell bad.
Yes.
Okay. Well, duly noted. We can't always get what we want. But if you try sometimes.
To the benefit of me.
I was going to shock and amaze all of you with the ability to have light sources in this particular
Ooh,
session,
ah.
but
Well,
it didn't have enough time. There were puppy matters to attend to.
They were very important.
They are very
Yeah,
important.
order of importance here.
You guys approach a hill. You can see that at least the ground rising upward a ramp some distance away, about starting at about 50, 60 feet. Oh no, about 50, 60 feet ahead of you. Hosh stops and looks off to the right.
Poppy bumps into Sin suddenly. Oh, who? Wait, no, she's next to Tendi. Never mind.
Yeah. He holds up a hand. And for those who can see, Poppy, with your light source, everyone can see at this point. 15 feet ahead of you, just off to the right. Looks like a large square hole.
Like a hole on the ground or a
Mhm.
hole in a cliff or something?
On the ground.
perfectly square.
Perfectly square.
No.
Avoid at all costs.
We
You
go.
you
We keep
hear
going.
you hear a howl. And the ambiance of falling trees that seems to occur far off in the distance is relatively easy for all of you to hear.
That's a lot of dice.
It is a lot of dice.
I
The only people who managed to not hear it, wow, is well, going off of passives, I think only Poppy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Poppy, you hear the howl, but you don't hear the crashing of trees immediate, as something is just on the other side of the trees and is coming to get you.
Very
I
on brand for me to only hear the puppy.
That's very very good. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah, beans.
Wait.
Oh,
I
don't know.
Where's my initiative? I forgot. There it is.
Good. My initiative
Aaron.
roll is low. I'll be right back.
Aaron, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah, that makes sense too.
I'm gonna
rolling a
stream
1.
for you.
Oh.
I fucking love this song.
Wow.
Can I can re-roll ones. Can I re-roll this one?
Well,
Is that a thing?
You gotta look at
Look.
your
I am looking.
I think it's skill
Design
checks
item.
and combat.
Yeah, godly. No, that's not it. That's I have too many things.
While you look, one moment.
Faded? It might be faded. When you roll a 1 on an attack roll, bitty check, a saving throw. Yeah, initiative's not part of that. It's fine.
Jordan.
He's gone. I can't believe he's dead.
Okay, I'll just wait then. Aaron, I streamed my game for you so you can see the rolls and stuff.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Angie.
You're welcome, baby.
It does make sense for Poppy to roll a 1 here, seeing as she was the only one not to hear the trees falling.
Too busy thinking about dogs.
It's like, ooh, Poppy, I wonder what kind.
Jordan,
Yes. I know.
Uh,
I know what you're gonna ask.
what is it? Tell me, what am I gonna ask, Jordan?
You say your thing first, and
There you
then
go.
I'll say yes.
And then I'll
that's
tell you if I
exactly
was
what I
right.
thinking.
There you go.
That's not it, actually.
Oh,
Actually,
My boyfriend gave me a staff that gives me advantage on rolls. It's not in my inventory though.
why?
I don't know. But it does give me advantage on initiative rolls, and it also tells me if danger approaches.
Well, it's not in your inventory.
I said
I mean,
that.
it wasn't her inventory. He gave it to her.
He gave it to me, and then Prudence blushed and ran away because she can't deal with affection.
So you ran away. That's the problem. It just fell on the ground, and some kid picked it up in Zobek, and now is playing with
Pretty
it.
sure I
Their
remember
name
her
is
adding.
Tendi.
I'm pretty sure I remember her adding it because there was a lot of questions going along with it.
That's what I thought, but here we are.
It's not in there. It's not in there.
Is it named something that you don't expect it to be named?
Is it a quarterstaff?
Yes.
The quarterstaff is my original staff.
Oh.
And
He
you,
gave her.
Unless it just got replaced.
I just now put it in your inventory.
There it is.
You will need to attune to it.
I did. I went and practiced with it immediately when I got it.
Okay. So you'll just use your quarterstaff. You'll use your quarterstaff as you normally would in your attacks and damage. Obviously, it's a magic weapon. And then you would just roll a second initiative, and it'll take the higher of the two. So you had an 11 or a
Damn.
21. There you go.
Can you say that we don't get a surprise attacked because the staff starts glowing, maybe? Is that a thing that happens?
Nobody in this instance is technically surprised because of the noises that have occurred.
Okay, dokie.
Yeah. The
I don't know, man. Poppy seems pretty surprised.
whatever's about to happen, um, most people are at least relatively on guard. And whatever's coming is not.
Guardian?
Whatever is coming is clearly not trying to make themselves unknown. Let's see. All right. Prudence.
Hello.
Your staff glows and warns you to the oncoming, incoming potential danger. Although you cannot see what necessarily, as it has not cleared the trees, it is close. It is on its way. What do you do?
Prudence raises her staff in the air so that the party gets drawn their attention to it, so they'll turn. Because I'm assuming they're coming from behind Prudence, right? Like they're following?
Some of the sounds. So that's a good question. Some of the sounds are behind you. Some of the sounds are close to your sides or in front of you.
Okay. Prudence will say, "Attack formation, we're being attacked." Posh, are these noises you told us to ignore?
No, they sound like danger.
And then Prudence will kind of like get everybody to stand in a circle, so they're all back to back.
I'm kind of already in that, or at least
We've got this formation as far as the marching order, essentially. I think I've shared it with everybody.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
And Leofson's told you before, no circles.
He's got a problem with circles.
Just like
then
Ed in the mode says no capes, Leofson says no circles.
All these
I-
squares make a circle. All these squares
I-
make a circle.
I ready my action.
Okay.
So that I can smack whatever may jump out at me, or anybody next to me.
So you may smoke.
Smack.
Oh, smack.
I mean,
Okay.
I could also smote. I smote my enemies.
Okay. So, just to reiterate, because it's been a while since we've done combat. Readying an action that's a great choice. It needs a more specific trigger. So when you're going to use a melee weapon.
My staff.
So that's a melee weapon, which means that you were saying originally that the first enemy you see.
The first enemy that jumps out at anybody, including myself. I'm gonna try to smack it away.
That's within your range, right?
Correct. I can't hit anything if it's far away.
That's why we have to clarify just to make sure. Okay, so anything that comes close that you can hit from where you are, you will be able to hit.
Yes.
All right. Very well. The next. Oh, let's go ahead and start. Here we go. There we go. Sorry, I forgot we have the combat tracker and it keeps track of things.
Sure it does.
See. Okay. One second.
Do you roll initiative for Hosh?
I was about to ask, yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Because I was like, there's no way he got lower than me.
I forget. It's the first time I've ever had a DMPC in this in Fantasy Grounds. Oh, first combat. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Hey, middle of the pack. Leofston. Give me a strength check.
Oh, I don't know. I'm so strong.
Does he even need to make one?
Apparently, yes.
Aww.
Oh, goody.
I'm sure that's fine.
It's fine. Probably fine.
Okay.
Ernie, you picked some good fucking music, dude.
You know it.
Mm,
Apparently, mine's been muted this whole time, and I haven't noticed.
Leofston,
I love this song.
you begin to float into the air against your will.
Oh,
You are moving up a total of 20 feet. And then you are moved 10 feet closer, where you, at this point, are dangling in the air 20 feet above the pit.
no, my baby!
Oh no. Uh-oh, sisters.
Oh, Grace.
Shut up, Skylar.
Very good. Okay. We then go to Sin.
Sin seeing this will immediately take out one of. He takes out a dog treat and he chucks it at Leofston.
It taps him in the face. It falls into the hole.
This has a purpose. You'll see.
Okay.
Okay, I
should
wish
I-
it didn't.
He's giving
Should
him
I
a
catch
Scooby
it?
snack.
Do I need a Scooby snack?
He's trying to hit him.
Okay. Oh, do I need to do any rolls to...
I'm assuming it would be like a ranged attack without your proficiency modifier. 'Cause you're just throwing something at him that's not something that you're professionally trained in.
Right.
So a dexterity check, essentially.
Okay, I'll do that.
Nice.
18.
Would an 18 essentially hit you?
My AC?
Yeah.
No.
You have sword and shield out right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna let this fail forward because I like this. So you do, Sin, you do hit Leofston with the puppy biscuit.
Okay. My swarm will immediately wrap around him and pull him 15 feet away from the danger.
Hmm. There's something that you find difficult with that. As Leofston finds himself restrained, his movement is currently 0.
Okay.
So the
That was...
insects do swarm around and attempt to pull, and Leofston, you do get the sense that they are like trying, but for all that they can, and you've seen them do this before with enemies, to be able to move them, whatever is holding you in place, it is like as if the world, it's a weird feeling. You are like, the world's moving around you, like you are in one solitary space. And you are unable to move.
Okay. Since Sin is unable to accomplish that, he will use his bonus action to activate his tattoo.
Okay.
And as this happens, his tattoo becomes animated and coalesces around his hands and his forearms. And that will end the turn for now.
I'm gonna go ahead and click that you've attuned to it. The radio button wasn't selected in your inventory, but you would have had time.
Okay.
Okay. We then go to one major point of noise, heading in the trees in front of you to the south, where a large creature, humanoid, in fact, dark-haired giant in rags, holding a spear that shines with a baleful red light, begins to make their way on out of the forest and on to the road. Let's see. 5, what? 5, 10, 10, 15, 20. Its long legs bringing you closer, or bringing it closer to you. 25, 30, 35, 40. As it's walking by, it has a spear in one hand and will at least pick up one rock and then chuck it at Hosh. I know all of you are very concerned.
Very concerned about Lee Alston right now.
Well, you're just gonna have...
I'm fine. I'm just hanging out.
Hosh dodges it and kind of bats it away so it doesn't end up hitting anyone behind him, and it lands with a thud right between him and you, Sin. And this large beast yells out in giant. Does anyone speak jive? I mean giant.
I do.
You do.
I do, because I'm a rune knight.
You do. Let me type it out here. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na. Where's the easiest way to be able to speak as that doesn't seem to be the case? So I'll just do it here. There we go. All right. That is what it is able to do. We will then go to Leofston. You are currently restrained. Your movement is 0.
Am I able to... Do you mean like physically move around, or any sort of movement, like my arms or anything?
You can move your arms and
Okay.
legs. You're kind of like just suspended in the middle of the air.
Okay. What Leofson's going to try to do... I want him to try to take out one of his throwing axes. So, sorry, the hole is 15 by 15, right?
10 by 10.
10 by 10, okay. Which is 2 squares, right?
Yes, and for now that you are above the pit, it is 40 feet deep. You are now 60 feet above ground as far as the pit beneath you.
Okay, I would like
And
for Leos...
And there are spikes at the bottom.
Oh! Okay, The 2 things I want to do, and I'll need you to tell me if I can do them both at the same time. I would like to use Giant's Might, but I would also like to have Lee Austin take one of his throwing axes, and he has rope, and I want him to quickly tie the rope to the axe and throw it to the edge of the pit.
What action is Giant's Might again?
It's a bonus action. Let me double check real quick. I believe it's a bonus. Yes, it's a bonus action.
Okay.
And it lasts for a minute.
So you could be able to Giant's Might as a bonus action, and I would say with the combined of taking out a rope and tying it to the axe and then throwing it would probably be this action and next action.
Okay. So as Leostin is dangling, he's trying to like find some sort of balance, but as he does, he sees the giant coming, and this he growls his like incantation that turns him into a giant, and as he's floating in the air, he's reaching into a satchel, pulling out the rope, and taking this action to start tying as tight as possible the rope to the axe, eyeing the edge of the pit. And as he's finishing his transformation, the horns coming out of his helmet and the tusks coming in, his size growing, he looks at the others. Focus on keeping yourself safe. I'll be fine.
All right, and you're adding the giant's might to you as Leofton grows in size, now basically covering the top of the pit. You grow
A little short.
yeah, a little short. So you're 20 feet up, but now you're only 10 feet above the ground.
Okay.
I mean, 10 feet above normal ground, still 50 feet from the spiked pit below. You notice that there's a pit also, or at least the shadows of a pit that is next to the giant, or nearby the giant.
So there's 2 pits?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one that's straight ahead, just to the north of the giant.
Mm.
Okay. As he's working, he calls out and tells Hash, "There's a pit next to the giant."
Mm-hmm.
And it's my turn.
Okay. We go
The other giant.
the
Don't get it twisted.
the howl itself there's a howl followed by rushing through the forest. Feet, four legs, cracking through limbs and brush as this hound makes its way through. 10, 20, 30, 40, straight towards Poppy.
Cool beans, yo.
Let's see here. All right. And it will reach out and attempt to bite.
Can I defend Poppy with my readied action?
Do you have reach with your weapon?
I don't know.
I don't think with
how that works.
I don't think you do with a quarterstaff. It is not within your range to be able to hit.
You can hit Poppy.
You could hit Poppy.
Better out of the way.
Let me think about it. No, that's
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Just knock me out. I don't want to be part of this.
I do like how quick that was. That was a very quick. I think Poppy will remember this.
I see. You don't like me enough to hit me. You hit everyone else. Like you want to fight. I don't know. It's fine.
Okay.
I invited you to a pillow fight.
Actually, you didn't.
That is a hit.
Woof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the sound that the wolf makes.
Woof.
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 All right. You will need to make. Yeah. All right. Poppy, were you were walking or flying along? If I like.
Poppy was walking.
Okay. Very good. This hound rushes for you, leaps, and as it tears into you and sinks its jaws into you, it ends up taking you all the way to the ground. After you suffer a large bite to your arm, you are now prone. We then go to Hush, who sees that there is big threat up front and small threat on the side that has its teeth into an ally. He is going to. He gonna start. Oh Lord, he's starting to hum. He's gonna hum. Where's it at?
Sweet home Alabama.
Okay. You all hear a humming noise coming from Hosh as he ends up. In one hand, he's got his hand crossbow, but seeing as that there is somebody nearby, he pulls out his rapier and begins to try to go and ward off this creature. So this would just be 5. And he's going to He's gonna cast Booming Blade.
Booming blade. What does that do?
Booming Blade is his weapon crackles with a little bit of energy as before he begins to strike and channel it into the creature. Let's see here. So he's going to Booming Blade, Booming Blade, Booming Blade, Booming Blade, Booming Blade, Booming. There we go. All right, rapier against the wolf, the hound. Ooh, hit.
Nice.
All right, so this is gonna
Fuck
be.
him up.
This is gonna be.
Catch a shard.
All right, it's gonna be regular damage plus its thunder damage. So regular damage first. Oh, it automatically rolled the thunder damage. Nice.
Save your princess.
Yep. He does that, and he will second wind and do it again. Well, this
Ooh.
time just a regular attack, not a cantrip. Another hit. Another one.
And another one.
Oof. Oof. All right. The hound seems to take some considerable damage, but does not seem very hurt at all, even after that display.
Can we determine if it's because of some sort of like shadow phase stuff, or just because he didn't deal a lot of damage?
I mean, no. You see that this thing is sturdy.
Mm.
And I forgot that the oh yeah, if the target moves, it takes another 1d8 thunder damage. I'm gonna try to remember that. I'm gonna probably need help reminding.
What if? I have a question.
Yeah.
Saying that, what if Prudence got behind it and did the god damn it, what's it called? She like does like a crusher. She does crusher and it like pushes something. So she pushed it into Hash's like zone. Would he take extra damage from Hash's stuff?
That is a really good question. Forced movement does not actually allow it. It's got to be willful movement.
Okay.
Yeah. Really good idea though, because then you just tie somebody up and just cast it and be like, wee.
I'm gonna bully him.
All right. That is all that Hosh can do. So then we go to another one. This one, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35 comes towards Sin. Let me rotate here. This one is adjacent to you, Prudence, so you could be able to use your melee attack as soon as it got into the space, even just behind it.
I do.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna. Will I be able to use key points as like bonus actions and stuff? Like, is it like I'm taking a whole turn? Is that how it works?
It is the holding a readying an action is using a reaction. Readying an attack or whatnot is a reaction. So if there's anything that involves a reaction part of it, then no, this would just be a regular attack.
Okay.
Now you are level 5. Do you have extra attack yet?
I
Yes.
think so, yeah.
Then you can your regular attack consists of 2 attacks.
This is Shadowhound too?
Yes it is. I didn't name these guys. Oh well.
That missed.
Mhm.
So I get to swing again, right?
You do, yes. Oof. All
You'll
right.
get him next time.
You got this. All right. It is going to attempt to bite into Sin, as its other partner did to Poppy. Oh, rolling on the map is so much easier than the combat tracker. Oof. As it digs
Can
it,
you roll on the enemies on the map?
yeah, you can.
That's fucking game changing. Okay.
I kind of like that. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna do that next time.
Okay, and then Sin, you're gonna be making. This is your strength save, which you have failed, and now you are also prone.
A 15 failed? Criminy.
And then from the other side of the forest,
No.
just reaching to the edge, you can see another tall, looming figure, only silhouetted by the glowing red spear of light, but it is unable to approach any closer than that for now. There is a rock in its hands. He will attempt to throw it at Hash, I guess. Let's see. Oof. And Maces. We then go to Tendi. I can't hear you. It's not in there.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
Okay,
hello.
that's better.
Hello.
I want to use Fairy Fire where I'm standing.
Okay.
When I cast that, do I cast that on myself?
No.
Because it's everybody within that square,
It's
25 feet.
yeah. It's wherever. It's a point that you choose,
Uh-huh.
and 20 feet around that point, anything that
Yes.
fails its save becomes illuminated by light.
Dexterity save.
Mhm.
Yes, correct. So do I just push the little dice? I don't have to put it on top of anybody?
No. So in the case of the cast button there, where are you trying to put it?
On me.
On you.
That'll get both dogs.
Okay.
It'll get both dogs, but it'll also get every single person in this group.
If they fail, yeah. If they fail the dexterity save. What is your spell DC?
Hang on. Now I don't know if I want to do that. Shit. 10. No, but it's not 20. It's 10.
It's a 20-foot cube, so it's 4 squares by 4 squares. And that's a point anywhere within 60 feet.
I guess in that case, I want to put it. How do I mark on this map?
You can't really ping, but you can say like hover over and say which ones.
It's not. It's on a spot between the two big boys.
Okay. And you're wanting to avoid putting it on Leofston.
Yes.
Got it. That totally makes
It
sense.
should just hit both of them and not hit Leofston.
Yeah.
Also, is there a picture?
Of
I just see like gray in the background.
weird. My bad.
I figured that there must be a picture and maybe I just don't see
You
it.
guys, I've been having this for so
It
long.
might have just been me.
No, I think it's everyone.
Oh, I don't see anything, but I didn't think that there was something, so I
Are
didn't
you
think to
talking about?
ask.
Are you talking about the grid? Because I see the grid.
I see the
our
grid, but I
characters.
don't see anything. Like I
background
don't see
picture
the
on it.
world around us. I just see the grid
No.
and then the things.
There's no world. It's just our portraits. It's just a how many squares away from us. I don't think there's supposed to be any world. I think it's just a placement situation. Oh, never mind. I was
we
wrong.
were lied to.
There it is.
Okay, that helps
Yeah,
so much
Yeah,
more.
if you guys don't see something, you've got to say something.
Well, we
I
don't
mean,
know
I
that
said
there is
something in
something.
chat.
Therefore,
we
we
didn't know that
can't.
there was
Yeah.
something.
If
I
I
thought it
don't
was
know
just
there
a-
is something, I won't know to ask.
I don't know if you
I thought-
guys, but I thought it was like a theater of the mind, and we were only doing this to show space.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I agree.
same.
That makes
thought it
it
was
so
just a
much
show.
easier. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna put it right in between the two boys.
Easy enough. You can be able to
Do I just roll
position it. You can be able to position it in such a way that you can just roll the save on top of each of them to make them
Okay.
save. And if they fail, then you would add the effect.
Save.
Forest Marauder 1 fails. Forest Marauder 2 saves. So you can put the effect on Forest Marauder 1. So now you see this giant that's standing by the pit next to nearby Leofston, glowing in a what color light?
Bright white.
Bright white.
Because then he'll light up everything around him. A little bit for 10 feet.
4 out of 5 dentists agree. Fairy fire is great on teeth.
Tandy made sure to brush their teeth so good with Colgate at the beginning of this fight. That's why my initiative was so far down. I had to real quick brush.
Now, it does
Tears in their eyes, hastily brushing.
it does say that for the duration, the affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. All of this is dim, but they are still outlined in that red in that white light. Okay. So you have cast Fairy Fire. Anything else?
I think that's all that I can do. Wait, no. I want to use Bardic Inspiration on... I want to confirm that that is a bonus action. It is a bonus action. I'm going to put Bardic Inspiration on Leofston, the big boy.
Okay.
And again, as a reminder, Kelly, you need to let me know before you roll anything when you are going to use this. Because I have to roll something else on top of you in order for it to calculate into your roll.
Okay, I believe I will use it for next turn, just for your information. I'll remind you again.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Sorry, I'm reading up on one thing quick. But also does a moat. We didn't calculate the moat. I can look that up in a moment because we have a little bit until you go. So I will look at that now.
Okay.
Poppy.
Okay. Poppy's eyes. Okay, this dog is on me, right? Still, I'm on the ground. Is its teeth inside of me? Like on me?
It has got
Is
you
it
kind
biting
of
me?
pinned underneath it. It's not like,
Okay.
yeah. You're not grappled,
So,
you're just prone.
okay. Poppy's eyes flicker with like a shadowy blackness as she reaches out and puts her hand on the hound's chest and casts Inflict Wounds.
Ooh.
Let me drag it.
I wish we could just talk to these dogs and be like, hey, what the fuck?
Did I have disadvantage?
Do you
Why
have
did I have
tired?
No,
You
I
shouldn't
don't
have
have
tired.
tired.
Being
I don't have
prone,
tired.
I think would.
Being prone on
I know,
like while
I know.
touching?
For magic, I think is different. Let me see.
I feel like if it's on me and I touch it, I shouldn't miss personally, but you know.
I hear you. I mean, we could say that you're not grappled, so you could stand up, and that would get rid of prone. Let me double check. Yeah,
That makes what I'm doing less cool though.
You could say that you grab a hold of it to pull yourself up.
Yeah, but I had something that I was gonna do afterwards. Okay, sure, fine.
I will let you if you stand up, you can then I'll remove prone from you, and then you can attempt to cast it.
Well, I'm slightly less cool as I do it, I guess, but yeah, I do that.
All right, let me remove it first.
Okay.
Okay. Use half your movement to stand up.
You know what? No, I just miss. I just miss. Because I need my movement.
Is that a spell slot that you'd be using to cast Inflict Wounds?
Yeah.
You sure you just want to lose the spell? I mean, I'm giving you an option to at least use it.
Fine, I'll do it. I don't know. I'm very indecisive right now because I'll just redo it, I guess. Do I just re-roll it or do I take the 18 that was rolled first technically? Kinda.
Well, we don't really know what was rolled first, so just make a regular
I
roll.
only saw the 18. I didn't see any other number being rolled, but
I will re-roll it and miss.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. It's me. It let go before I even.
Say what?
It let go before I even got it to the guy.
Well, you did get a 23, and that works.
I'm blaming it on the fact that I let go on accident
Okay.
and made you do more work.
I'm gonna make you re-roll. No, I'm kidding. All right, go ahead and roll damage on the beast.
Okay, don't let go of it.
Ooh.
24.
Ooh, nice.
It lets out a screeching howl as it takes moderate, or it's now moderately damaged. What does the inflict wounds look like when you touch a creature?
I think it just looks like shadow. And it looks like it's going straight into the creature, and where I touch grows. It's already black because it's a shadow. It looks like it's dying, the area. Which it's a shadow, so I don't know how that would work, but use your imagination.
Yeah, there's some corporealness to it where the damage ends up causing the skin to look kind of degraded in a degree.
Oh, look at this good boy.
Not a good boy.
He's not
He's
a
a
good
bad
boy.
boy.
All
He's a
dogs
bad
are
boy.
good boys.
But he's a good boy.
It's a very good boy. I feel
You know what I
bad
mean?
now.
Skylar knows. Skylar knows what's up.
I know that it attacked me, and I'm doing this out of self-defense, but I feel bad now. Anyway, then afterwards, these like thorny vines grow quickly out of the ground and surround Poppy. And then as they die away completely, she's gone, and she's misty stepped over here.
10 feet.
And you guys have seen her misty step before, and it looked different before. It looked much more alive, and there were rose petals involved.
Ooh, shit.
And that is Poppy's turn. Wicket's gonna go invisible.
Okay.
And fly. Gonna fly over to Leofston while invisible.
Okay.
Let me grab his character sheet. Where? Okay.
Yeah, just pop the invisibility on him, and then we'll be good.
Yeah. Why didn't it let me put it on him? That's weird.
It says invisible.
It does? I don't see it.
Now it says it twice.
I never touched it a second time.
Well, I deleted the second one.
I don't see any. I'm opening it up again. Can you actually open? I might have to restart Fantasy Grounds.
Can you see it now that I've marked him as a friend?
I can't even open the thing anymore.
Combat tracker?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on him. You probably will need to restart though as we come back around to your turn.
Okay, I will do that.
All right. Leofston, you hear slight whispers in your mind. We go back to the top of the next round, round 2. Prudence, it wasn't an ambush. You were well prepared for some sort of fight. But since then, 2 giants have appeared, at least standing at the edge, or if not in the road. 2 hounds attacked flanking from either side, and something may have lifted Leofston off of the ground and is dangling his body above a pit. What do you do?
The urge to just forego my whole turn to save Leofston is so fucking high, but I don't think that Kelly wants that. So I will just throw it out there that is what I want to do, but I'm not going to out of respect for you.
Make it a note.
Follow your heart, but those dogs are doing a lot of damage in the party right now.
I want to save you. You don't like that you're hovering over a pit filled with spikes and now you hear voices in your head. I don't like it.
Consider
Figure
that all
out.
of the rest of us are also about to have some serious ouchies, and he's just like floating.
I don't like it.
I'm not thrilled by this myself, but knock on wood, I'm the safest one right now, so take care of the babies.
All right, second follow-up question, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Will you let me use Crusher after a stunning strike?
It's assuming that I am aware at all times what a crusher does.
I will post them in chat.
Oh,
So Crusher basically pushes something 5 feet away, so 1 square.
Yeah, your punches and kicks, those are all bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure if I potentially stunned something, that I could be able to move it.
Stunning
afterwards.
something, it's still a melee weapon attack. You would just be also stunning them. So it's not only damage, but it is also stunning. So you're still dealing damage.
So yes.
Yes.
Is what I'm hearing.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start by using Stunning Strike on Hound number 2.
Nice. That is
She
definitely a hit.
smacks him right in the throat, right where his little key points are. Key cheese.
Right in the key cheese.
Right in the fucking kimchi.
Right in the kimchi's. And then she is going to use her quarterstaff as her second attack.
Hold on. So that is so you still have to roll to hit.
Oh, what do I?
You did this. You did the save. It actually. Oh, I'm sorry. When you make someone do a save, it rolls on their behalf. So
Yes.
So I thought that was you trying to hit it. It passed its save.
Oh no, but it was a 20.
It made the save. When you roll the effect on the creature, it then rolls a die that looks very similar to my Dungeon
Hold
Master
on,
dice.
you and Maya are both talking to me at the same time. Please do not do that.
You're good.
Jordan, continue what you're saying. Sorry.
So whenever you roll a ability that has a save for the enemy, you'll notice that when you do it on them, it rolls one of my die. My purple with black text. So that is the Shadowhound save, as it says in the chat. Shadowhound save Constitution was a result of 20. Therefore, a 20 versus the DC 11 for your Stunning Strike was a success. It succeeded the DC and saved.
Okay.
But you still need to roll to hit, because that was actually the primary thing. And you still get to do damage. You just don't get to stun it.
Okay. Maya, what were you trying to tell me? You were trying to. Why were you talking over him then? He said same
he's
thing.
He's fulfilling the prophecy of our test recording.
Hey Jordan. I restarted, and it didn't fix anything. But I do no longer. I can open the combat tracker, but I can no longer see the map. Can you send it to me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Can I hit this dog with my staff?
Yeah, do it.
Thank you.
Hit her with your staff.
I missed.
Now you do.
I used pressure to push it away.
Your regular attack is you attack twice per turn, so you do get an extra. You do get a second attack.
Oh, thank you. It says, why are you in my face? What do you want?
Pippa's just rooting for you. You hit the hound.
I actually hit it. Good job, me.
Slay Queen. All right, you do some pretty good damage, and the Shadowhound seems to take some as you sweep it with its quarterstaff, and you knock into it. It does. There's something there. You hit something, and like a wisp of shadow just kind of goes off, and the dog starts to have a low growl as it starts to look between you and Sin.
Now there, puppy. You could just run away and this could all be over. And then she smacks it with her staff and pushes it away.
Okay. Yeah.
5
So
feet.
with Crusher, you want to move it 5 feet away from you
Yes, towards the pit.
towards what?
For no specific
Towards
reason.
towards what pit?
That I can't think. There's a pit in the forest. I see it.
You could see it on the map, but you do not see it. But you can still
I
push
just
it.
called it.
You can push it away from
What?
you.
The top pit.
The top pit is essentially there for when you get close enough, you could be able to see it in tree cover. But I did not have the ability to prepare the map ahead of time to like block off things you technically can't
I
see.
just happened to push it in that direction.
I mean, it's a pretty common thing where you just like kick something and it goes away from you, so that totally makes sense.
Yeah. Get your tail out of my face. I'm being assaulted. Can you press the enter button for me, please?
As the yelp from the dog enters your ears and kind of breaks the whispering, the often that you hear, from the shadowy veil of the forest to the south of you appears a face. I will go ahead and turn boop 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 as we go to a creature who is quite hideous, and you have not. It does not look like the giants nor the hounds below. A mass. Let me see if I share this and you can see it. A mass of shadows and cloud stuff, never touching the ground. A shadow beast may first look harmless, but then it has clawed hands and the glint of its jagged teeth. And as it sees you, it looks down, and you see it kind of slowly look up the hill, and you follow its gaze for a brief moment. As from the corner of your eye, or from the corner that you can see, you see the glint of some bright rock, whitish sort of in color, farther up the hill. And this rock formation looks like, at least from what you can see, half of a doorway. Uh, it then takes a look and sees comes back and goes and looks at the chaos around you before it wields its claws to then begin to claw at you twice.
No. No, I should have went with my heart.
The Austin. That is a hit.
Ooh.
As its first claw rakes against your arms, you take 13 damage, and it attempts a claw a second time, this time towards your gut, the hero spot.
Oh my god.
No,
Oof.
that's where his food goes.
Not
my tum tum.
not anymore. All right, and you are now moderately damaged as well.
My baby. No.
You can still feel.
I have committed.
You actually, so after that second claw hits, for a brief moment you feel weightless, and then you start to fall as it is unable to keep a hold of its hold on you.
I have a thing. I have to find it.
I'm giving you a second. If not, you're gonna take 5d6 falling damage.
I need to make Prudence cry.
Do any sort of save or anything? Like try to grab the edge of the.
Possibly. We'll see what Tendi has. But it could be possible.
I can't cast slow fall on anybody but myself, right?
Right.
Ugh. Ugh. I miss being Aruna at this moment.
I thought I had stuff, but apparently not.
Katie's looking at stuff, but she's not on mic, so just imagine she's looking at something.
I use my tumble safe lantern, and if something within 40 feet of me falls while I'm carrying the lantern, I can use a reaction and expend its charge to slow the fall. For each charge, blah, 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 not doing that. Each falling creature and object in the lantern's light descends at a rate of 60 feet per round, but takes no damage from falling. It continues to descend at this rate until it lands, even if it exits the lantern's light before it lands.
Okay, so we would say that you had your lantern out.
Yes.
I shall allow this.
It says as long as
Thank
I'm holding or
God.
carrying it, and I'm always carrying it.
And you're attuned to it, right?
Yeah, I've had it
Actually,
for
there's no-
like weeks.
I don't think there's attunement required for that one.
Yeah, no.
Okay, and you use one
Let
of.
Tendy save Lee Austin.
Hey, hold on. You're using one of its charges, right?
Yes, I have no idea how many charges it has.
Very true. I know how many charges it has. Okay. Perfect. All right. So Leofston, no save required. You are at least able to, at the size that you are, stand in sort of a splits not a full splits, but your legs legs spread apart, like almost double of shoulder width, to be able to stay on top of on level ground. If not, then you would just float all the way to the bottom and not impale yourself on the spikes, but you would be 40 feet down.
Is that an option I have, either or?
I'm giving you that option.
Yes. Lee Austin would have tried to catch himself.
Okay.
Keep level.
Okay. We'll say then that in order to be able to get anywhere on solid ground from that position during your turn, you'll need to spend at least half your movement to do so, like the equivalent of being prone. You're in a very compromised position, but you will have the ability to put yourself on solid ground. It's just going to take half your movement.
Okay, which would be 15 feet.
Yep. All right.
Thank you, Tandy.
Thank you, Tendy.
Welcome.
I'm gonna cry. I don't want anything to happen to my babies.
It then, seeing as how you are falling, it will then go ahead and move to finish its turn. It hovers.
Wait, question.
Yes.
Does Hosh's thingy go off when things move?
That's the dog. The dog hasn't moved yet.
Oh, it's only on the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna go 5. Oh, that didn't do anything. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Better fucking run.
25, 30, 35, 40, and it is currently 30 feet in the air. As it kind of comes to the back of the group and just kind of is floating there, like its skull-like face emitting no emotion but an eerie grin. We then go to Sin.
Okay, Sin will his appendages come out from his cloak and stick into the ground as he pushes himself up off of the prone condition. And he sees the shadow beast in front of him, and as he's pushing himself up, his regular arms will go back and grab his great axe, and he will come down on top of this beast. And which one is this one? Is this number 2?
Number 2.
It's number 2. Okay. There it is.
Nice.
Okay.
Ooh, buddy.
Cleave him in twain.
And then damage. Plus, I do an additional d6 damage from my tattoo, which is force damage. We don't have this in the thing yet, so we have to figure it out. I'm just gonna roll d6.
Okay.
You're so cool. Hold on, I got something for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's not doing anything. I can't roll a d6 just regularly on it, so
You can.
it wouldn't let me.
Okay.
So there's that, and then my swarm will also get after him. So okay. And then
he says.
and then Sin will, let's see. Actually, he's just gonna hit him again. No, actually, no. He's going to move though. He's gonna move. Can I move myself, or do you have to do it?
When you move, it'll say where do you want to move to, and it'll give me the option to say yay or nay that for the movement.
Okay. When you're prone, you use what, 5 feet of movement?
Telegraph was the term I was thinking of, not photograph.
When you're prone, is it 5 feet?
It's half.
Or is
it's
it how many?
half.
It's half. Okay. So I'll move there.
Okay.
And then at this point I can see that there are 2 enemies in front of me here, the hound as well as the shadow beast.
Yeah, I mean you could pretty much see. I mean the only thing that's at least a looming like figure in the woods is Forest Marauder 1 standing right at the tree line. Everything else is pretty easily seen.
Okay. And so I'll look at everything, and I see the shadow beast. So I grip my great axe and raise it up, and as I do, a bunch of inky tendrils raise the axe 10 feet higher and strike down onto the shadow beast.
Get him, fuck him up. Show him what the convicts are all about. Aaron, that's our group name. We're called the Convicts.
Hell yeah.
And it misses.
Now, when you're rolling that, are you adding the extra +1 for the bonus to attack and damage? Oh, that's with unarmed strikes. Hold on.
Yeah, currently.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, I think I did everything correctly.
Yeah.
So the second one does not hit, so he's able to dodge out of the way of that.
Okay. Wunderbar.
And that is where Sin. Let's see. I did his regular attack, his second attack, and then I will. Okay, bonus attack or bonus action. I will do Hunter's Mark on the Shadow Beast. So let me figure out how to get that accomplished. I should have done it a long time ago, but I didn't do it.
Very good turn. Very good. Proud of you.
Effect on the Shadow Beast. There it is.
There's no save, right?
No, it just goes on him. That's the end.
We're
I said, I should have done that before I tried to hit him. Of course, I didn't hit him, so it wouldn't have mattered anyways.
Yeah.
Was that happy music because we did it? Did we win?
No, not by no, definitely not. There we go.
Wow, way to take me out of the fucking game, Jordan.
I know. I wasn't prepared. I got so much stuff I'm trying to juggle at once.
I'm just teasing you. You're fine.
Okay. All right. This one, Marauder number 2, is, well, no time like the present. He is going to come at you, bro, Leofston.
No.
beans.
The spear that it is wielding in its hands, as it kind of stands there, takes a jab at you from where it is. No need for it to move closer.
Ugh.
All right. Now you need to make a strength saving throw, DC 16. If not, if you can't, if you don't, I can make it for you if you want. But if you want to roll it, I'll let you go.
22.
Okay.
A bouncing baby 22.
You feel that with this jab, it is attempting to push you away. With how strong this giant is, its blows are able to effectively, possibly push you back some. As it rears back for a second jab, missing you on the second blow.
I'm imagining like Leofson's like starfishing. He's just like, "Nyeh."
He sucks his tummy in.
All right.
Gushing blood.
Oh no!
That brings us to Leofston.
Okay.
Come to Prudence. Come to Prudence.
So, what I would like Leofston to do is, even like clutching onto the edges of the thing, he's still holding onto his axe that he tied last turn. I'm tempted to have him get on the other side of the pit he's in, throw it at one of the giants, and try to haul them into the hole.
Wasn't there something you needed from Katie?
It is. That's
It
why I'm
depends
asking.
on what. Yeah, it depends on what he rolls.
So I don't know if this is going to be an attack roll or an ability check. I would prefer if it was an ability strength check.
So you're wanting
If
to.
If you would be so kind.
Okay. So explain to me again what you're wanting to do with the axe and the rope.
So originally he was going to use it to try to get the edge of the cliff in case he fell. He can pull himself back up. But now that he's safe, what I would like for him to do is throw the axe, catch one of the giants with it, and then try to use it to like haul it over his shoulder and pull one of them into the pit.
That's so cool.
While you're standing over that pit?
No, like he's gonna use a move to get onto the side, like go opposite. So for example,
Okay.
I'm trying to decide which one. Either if he gets the first one, he'll go to the south of the pit and try to pull him in, or if he goes to Marauder 2, he'll go west of the pit and try to pull him in.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that it's essentially like a this is pretty fast and loose, but it would be a grapple check. So it's your athletics versus its athletics or acrobatics, whichever is higher.
Okay. Would there be any sort of disadvantage if you went after the Marauder to the north?
Yes, because of the range. And the tree cover.
If he went next to the pit and tried to pull him in versus going on the other side, would that be any better?
Are you trying to focus on the one in the woods or the one not in the woods?
I'm worried about the one in the woods, but I feel like the one on the road would be easier to handle.
That is exactly my sentiment. The one on the road would be easier to at least be able to get. That's why most of it's going to be disadvantaged for the one that has some trees covering it and obscuring it.
Okay. I have an idea. Okay, so Leofston is going to push off one side of the wall and move to wait. Would it be it would cost half its movement just to go in the next to it, right?
Half
Yeah.
of your movement to basically end up 5 feet, any 5 feet around that pit.
Okay. So Leosin's going to move to that side
Okay.
and then aim for Forest Marauder 2, and he's going to swing. Actually, no, he's just going to hold the handle of the axe and throw it at Marauder 2 with the intention of then, like, twisting, pulling it over his shoulder, and hauling it into the pit.
Yay.
Okay.
What sort of roll is this?
It is going to be it's a skill check, which is ability check. Yes.
You are the giant.
Are you using that bardic inspiration on the ability check?
Yes.
Okay. 1 second. Okay.
I promise you, the conversation I'm hearing is much better than the silence.
You can now roll.
All right, so I'm rolling athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to drop it on the giant?
Mm-mm. No, you drop it in the chat. Because as you do
All right.
yours, then I've got mine ready to drop.
Okay.
That's going to be the opposed athletics and or acrobatics. It's athletics. These guys
Alright,
are
here we go.
strong. They're not dexterous.
Yes.
Good job, baby. You did it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. So you pull him you pull him towards the pit.
Towards or into the pit if I can.
Okay. He will also need to make a.
I get fucked roll. I agree.
Okay. Similar to your starfish, it is the spear. The spear is gone. It falls into the pit. This giant is now prone, starfished over the pit, facing down towards the spikes.
Okay.
Jump on his back.
I would like to use action surge.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to link it in the channel or just hit it?
It would be good just so that way it's there. I think I did when I action surged. Yeah.
There. So I'm going to use action surge, and Leosin's going to take the moment blade and try to stab downwards as hard as he can to knock the giant down into the pit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you pull Moment Blade out, because you're working on the axe thing, but I'll let you pull Moment Blade out and take a swing.
Thank you. He had it in his teeth. It's fine.
Does your blade get bigger too, or is it just a little tiny toothpick?
Nah, it gets bigger too. Everything.
It's a nail file. Yeah.
The game in particular screams that everything you're wearing and everything you're holding gets bigger too.
Okay.
You're like the Grinch.
Someone used it for evil. That's number 1, right?
Yes. His heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Get fucked.
Get wrecked, idiot. Stupid giant. You think you can mess with us? Yeah.
Jesus.
Ugh, light.
Ah!
It
It goes
worked.
"Ah!" as it takes the sword slash.
Does it get knocked in?
Mm-mm. Manages to keep a hold.
What did
Okay.
it yell at us?
I put it in giant in the chat.
Thanks.
We don't know giant.
That's
I
that's
do.
Not,
Kelly does.
yeah, that's
Kelly,
up,
what did it say?
that's up to them to translate.
He said, scrolling.
Don't slash my back while
Yeah,
I'm
if you
starfish
said
over
something
it.
like, "Why are you here?" then I'm gonna feel like
Hit
a
my
dick.
butt.
Oh, it was aggressive. It was basically intruders killed them. Let me double check though. Intruders send them to the lost. So yes, they are
Oh,
trying to
God.
fuck with us. So with that done, Leofston is going to then move there. And end his turn.
Was half of your movement to okay, neither have to move that way. Okay.
Yeah.
You're occupying a weird set of squares. There you go.
You can't just tell people that, Jordan. Rude. What? What?
Shadow Hound. Oh boy. Hmm.
Proud of you, Kelly. You did good.
Thanks. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
It does. The creature stays where it's at. Is going to attack and bite Hosh.
Ooh.
Hitting
hit.
Hosh. Oh boy, wizard. Oh boy, wizard. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Ugh.
Okay. There's the thing he's currently concentrating on, so that's nice.
You know what? We should have brought healing potions.
Hey, it's me. I'm just at the bottom.
All right, Hosh. Fuck him up, boy. Fuck him up. Let's see. Yeah. He's gonna do that. In a very familiar poof of smoke, you see Hosh teleport away.
He just goes back to the Zobag. He's fine.
He just leaves us.
Hosh is being
Wait.
homophobic right now.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. As he shows, he does a quick, like, it's like he's doing mental math in his head of like the position of the giant that's in the trees, and the beasts and the shadow beast, and just doing a whole bunch of calculation as his arms goes, and he lets forth a blasty blast. This blast is an undulating, warbling mass of chaotic energy that flies towards a creature in range. So, the first thing I need to do is pray to God that this does something.
Which one? I'll pray with you.
He's gonna do it against the shadow beast that he's been fighting.
No, I mean, which god?
Oh,
Tendy will pray to Grandpa.
pray to your.
Does he get advantage?
Pray to your respective gods.
Okay.
Pray to
actually,
your
hold
daddies
on.
and your mommies.
That is a very good question, actually, because he has Harrier. Let me check.
He has a Harrier helicopter? Is he calling it an EMP?
Focus.
Yeah, when
Focus.
Jordan says that he gets like that smoky, he just disappears. What he means to say is he jumps in a Harrier and then moves. Yeah.
No, when you use the Shadow Traveling trait or cast Misty Step, you have advantage on the next attack you make before the end of your turn. You are absolutely correct.
Fucking go.
I was too busy.
Tendy's helping Hush. I'm loving it.
Okay. Let's fucking go.
LFG.
All right.
Ooh.
As this orb and energy ranges between bright green to bright blue to bright orange to bright purple to bright blue, and just in a psychedelic, like just a mix of these colors. And then as it hits, let's hope that it does. Let's hope that it do what it do. Choose one of the d8. The number rolled on that die determines the attack's damage die. The first damage die is going to be what the damage type is, just so we're clear. 7. Okay. 7 is psychic damage.
What?
I did not roll the same on both, which sucks. But that one is a level 1 spell, so he's going to do that. And how bad is that hound? The hound is not looking good, but doesn't seem to. It seems to be starting to be hurt. That is one attack, and that is all he is going to be able to get, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay. We then go to Shadowhound.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I had 2 attacks, right? This is on me. I'm not. Just for future reference, I could have attacked twice. I didn't have to use action surge. The ability check, and then, or does it have to be attack?
The the grapple is like using one of your attack actions to grapple it.
Okay.
Yep.
For
So
future reference, I will remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you'd be able to, with extra attack, be able to grapple and then use another grapple check to restrain all in the same turn if you did that.
Oh, so I would have actually done it because I grappled and then pulled. That would have been 2 attacks, right?
No, the grapple is it's essentially I made it into the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So your second attack was with the blade that I let you pull out.
But I used action surge, which I didn't have to.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Future reference.
You can take action surge back. That's fine.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Bring it on, chump.
Thanks. I'm
Did
going to use
did
it
I
to.
stutter?
I'm going to use it to mess you up. Thank you.
This hound Tendy.
No.
No.
We refuse.
I want to use no. It's a cantrip.
Try again.
You are all so persuasive.
That's not what the
I
dog
used
sounds like.
ill-fated word.
I have a
D-
thing that I could do.
Then instead of saying no, do the thing.
I can't do it until you roll.
I rolled.
And it rolls to hit.
I rolled.
I'm telling Skylar, if you want to do that, you could do that. If it's not a cantrip, I have a thing that I can do. So
It's not
you
a
might not
cantrip.
have to waste. Yeah,
It's
don't
not a
waste your spell
cantrip, but
slot.
it's not a spell slot either.
Oh, okay. Then do it.
I'm gonna subtract a d4 from that roll. Subtract 4 from that roll.
17 still hits.
Okay. Now Tindy can do what they want if they do want to.
I'm gonna use silvery barbs.
Okay.
Oh, I like silver barbs.
It won't let me pull it into the thing, but essentially, I distract the creature. It has to re-roll It has to re-roll a d20 and use the lower roll.
Okay.
Then I pick a different character that I can see within range, such as myself. I now have advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw that I make within 1 minute.
Okay. So it's either a 13 or
Ooh.
7. 7 plus 8 is a 15 minus 4 is going to be a 11, which I think is going to miss.
Cool.
There you go.
Hooray.
Good job. Good job,
Yeah.
team.
That is. Hang on one second. I want to make sure I'm marking off my spell slots. Spells are hard.
It's
Level
funny
1,
because
okay.
both of those spells require you to distract the guys. We're both.
See, Skylar, this was the combo.
Yeah, this was the combo the whole
The
time.
combo was both of us shrieking at the same time and really confusing a dog. This is what our years of friendship have gotten us to, and it is so powerful, honestly.
Yes.
Have you tried screaming at it?
Dog.
This giant here. In the trees, or from the trees.
He trips and falls into the pit.
Oh no! Oh god! Ah,
Something of
jeez.
steel.
Ah, beans. It's the trees. He hit a tree branch.
Yeah, he stubbed his toe, man.
It's really embarrassing for him.
So embarrassing.
Hits against
No!
Austin.
No!
Oof. Actually, hold on.
Too late.
I have let me look at shield quick. Shield, which you take when you are hit by an attack or targeted.
Mhm.
An invisible barrier, magic force.
Gives you +5 AC plus your 19 would still make it where it would hit.
Oh, if it meets it, it hits it.
Mhm.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
However, though, you are no longer restrained.
Can he use his reaction to like do something?
I'm looking at my reaction.
Uh,
Most
hold on to that 10. Hold on to that 10 damage because it should not have had advantage.
okay.
So I'm just gonna roll a regular attack. That, if you do use shield, would ignore the damage.
Ooh, good choice.
I will use the shield.
I will give you back 10
Let's
hit
go.
points.
Thank you very much.
Hooray.
And the second attack will go against Poppy.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh wait.
Your reaction was spent. And it misses Poppy!
Let's go. She's a
Okay.
small target.
Because I was busy distracting the other guy that like
True.
You're both
it
going like,
also distracted him.
come here, Puppy.
Come here, puppy. Come here, puppy.
We haven't gotten to... We haven't gotten to its turn yet, but no, I guess it did. Oh, it didn't move. Yeah. Okay. We are going to end at the end of this round, by the way.
Did that shadow hound move?
The shadow hound that Hosh attacked, no. Because
Are you sure it wasn't next to Prudence?
the shadow hound went ahead and tried to bite Hosh, and then Hosh went right afterwards to move.
I'm
away.
talking about
Yes,
Shadowhound
because
too.
Hosh.
Shadowhound number 2 did move up to bite Tendy.
Yeah,
Doesn't
he
it
just
take
did.
the damage from Hosh's thingy?
That was not Shadowhound number 2. Shadowhound number 1 had that, and that was only for a turn.
Oh. Well, why have I been worrying about it this whole time?
You're doing your best.
It's a
I
lot.
wouldn't have remembered that at all.
It's a lot to keep track of.
I've just been focused on it this whole time. It was like, I can't wait for that fucking dog to move. It's
Okay,
gonna get
quick
wrecked.
question.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a question for you. This is a question for the party.
Oh, never mind.
Which of the two dogs should I try to hit?
Whichever one's lowest.
I ask this because one of them is lower, but one of them is on top of Poppy and I and Prudence.
What can you do to the one on top of Poppy?
I can set it on fire.
I love that for you.
I haven't done this yet.
Will it hurt anybody in the vicinity?
I hope not. I don't think so. It just does fire damage.
I would
It
say
doesn't like push.
I would definitely say probably attack Shadowhound too, because Hosh kind of has the first one, but then again, the first one might be. Is it an attack you think you could kill or do enough damage to?
I don't know. I don't know how much damage it can take before it dies.
I would say follow your heart, but I think
Go for the lower one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lower
Yeah.
one.
follow your
Okay.
heart, but the lower one.
Tendy shrieks at the dog that came to attack it and then turns around and very confused kind of shrieks at the other dog too and then puts its paw back like it's holding a baseball and then it yeets it, this non-existent ball, at the shadow dog. And then if I hit,
And then it
then I
chases
will
after
describe
it
what
into
happens.
the forest and falls into the other pit.
And you create a...
Oh.
It throws this non-existent thing, like pantomime, at this dog, and it takes like 2 seconds. Nothing happens, and then the dog gets hit by a firebolt that just wasn't there until it connected with the dog,
Oh, Tendy's so powerful.
and he takes 5 damage.
Good job.
All right. It's not looking good.
That's a grandpa spell. I haven't used it because I've been scared of setting things on fire.
But this is the Shadow Woods. Who cares?
It's not my woods. I don't give a fuck.
Smokey the Bear's like,
It's their woods, and they're being mean and bullying me.
Exactly. So that's the
All
type of attitude you have to have when it comes to Shadowfae. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Just set them all on fire. No
Poppy,
one will miss them.
falls deeper into her villain arc.
Is it because of the Shadow Fae comment, or is it because Tendi willingly just attacked a dog? Both are bad.
Poppy's
Both.
also willingly attacked a dog in this.
That's fair.
So, like, I think it's mostly the Shadow Fae comment. Every single one that is made, Poppy falls deeper.
50% of them aren't in character, even though they're in her voice.
But it's -1 relationship point.
No.
For the interest of time, anything else?
I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on Hosh.
Okay. Very
It's
well.
on there. Remind us later.
Yes, so it'll be there. Go ahead and end your turn. We go to Poppy and then Wicket, and then we'll end there for the time being.
Okay. This forest marauder. Can I reach it?
It is.
Can I like touch it?
Yeah, you are within reach.
Okay. I'm going to use a sorcery point to twin spell inflict wounds. So I reach out both my hands and touch both of them at the same time. And my eyes do that flickering of black as pure shadow is like shoved into them.
Both of them, meaning
The
hound.
shadow hound, the shadow hound, and the forest marauder.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Good job.
Okay. I need to.
Murderize them.
Okay. Where is it? Inflict wounds. I roll against each of them separately. A natural 20
Good
on
job.
the hound.
Nice.
Fucking amazing. Skylar, let's go.
What?
So, yeah,
Oh my god.
34 points of damage.
That is
Oh.
a
Clap, clap, clap,
hound.
clap, clap,
That
clap,
is
clap.
definitely.
Oh, I need a clap. I need the clap.
Explode.
It's fine that one missed because
We do need a crit, like some sort of crit thing, because that's definitely some good stuff.
Ooh, we should find a crit thing. You're right.
so I put a little bit too much energy into one and not enough in another, I think is what happened. Miscalculated my +0 intelligence, not very good at math.
Oh, speaking of math,
No. I forbid math talk.
Oh, okay, well.
Then Wicket follows Leofston again while invisible.
Hey, Hosh, maybe be good at that.
Oh, he doesn't have message, though. How unfortunate.
Imagine not knowing message.
Imagine not doing skill, like knowledge checks on creatures to see if you've heard fairy tale stories on these things.
I was expecting you to say, imagine not doing magic. Prudence.
Imagine dragons.
Tendi does all the
Okay, so we are now at the top of the round, which means we are going to end the session for tonight. But I do want to point out something that we might do if you all are on board.
Mm-hmm.
Combat, obviously, as you can see here, takes a while.
Takes too long.
Takes too long.
Forever.
Too damn long.
Yes.
So we're gonna meet up tomorrow.
So what I propose is something very similar to a game we have previously played in the past called Vampire the Masquerade.
Never heard of it.
Which I know. Which operates off of a 3 and out scenario, where the first 3 rounds of combat basically, essentially, set up how narratively how the combat goes. I'm giving you the option to either A, finish out the combat, which could be another couple more rounds, could be more, who knows. Or we can do the 3 and out, and I'll need to make some particular choices based on the things and the statuses of where everyone currently is.
Would you say that the battle is almost won?
That's a very optimistic take that you have there.
So no is the answer to that.
Negative.
I will say to neither the negative or positive because that I feel gives them a little bit too much away.
Okay. I'm always in the 3 and out club just because I feel like combat takes forever. So I'm gonna leave it up to everybody else. I'm happy either way, but 3 and out is my favorite.
I'm concerned for the well-being of Leostin's tummy, but I will defer. To what the rest of the group will do. Well, I agree. Combat takes a while, especially with this many people and this many enemies. So I'm okay with doing that as well.
Okay. That I'll let everyone else chime in.
Nah, I don't want it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I can. You know what? That changed my answer. He's right.
You have to be here for the next one then. That's the rule. If you
That
vote,
is the rule.
you have to hang out next time.
Who hasn't mentioned something yet?
Katie,
I just
Maya,
did.
Skylar.
Well, the thing is, I have an unpopular opinion, so I don't want to say anything.
What's your opinion?
Popular
My
and
opinion is that I don't like the 3 and out, and that I like combat as it is, but like, yes, it is long, and there's nothing that I can do about it. So, you know, unpopular opinion over here.
Here's my opinion.
Um,
I believe that we won't know if we like it until we try it.
my mom used to say that about vegetables.
And look
I
at
ended
you now. The man won't even touch a Brussels sprout.
So there's plenty of combats, I assume, throughout this D&D campaign. So why not? I mean, we've played the D&D style for, a couple of hours. Why not try the 3 and out and see if we like it? If we like it, great. If we don't like it, then we.
I wasn't expecting you to vote that way.
It could
You
Yeah,
always
me
down on
either.
surprise
that.
me.
It could literally stop. Like if we do it this once, and you guys are like, after this once, like, hey, we've tried it once, we do not want this, then you can
How
certainly
about
let me know.
I have a question.
Sure. Let me. Is it a question that can be that should be recorded, or do we want to hit stop recording?
I mean, I guess I don't know. It's up to you. It's about the combat.
Can't believe you recorded my unpopular opinion.
Oh, the populace should know.
It's bullying, is what
It's
it
on the
is.
internet forever now.
All right, bye, internet.
Bye.